thousands of eyes is gazing at my body. Thousands of ears are open to listen to my terror voice. Never in the field of a human conflict there was so many earth that taken by so many to be so few. I had nothing to offer but blood, toil, tears, and sweat. I fought on the beaches, I fought in the streets, I fought on the hills, and crawled as a poisonous cobra from beneath the cold rocks, and remain an unconquerable monarch. In these hands of mine is a challenge of crime and death that caused great kings to hidden themselves in the interior of no rest. And as I walk along the streets, you could have seen thousands of heads peeping through doors and windows and saying, who is he? Where he from? And from whence he came? Some say I was a volcano blast. Some say I come by the cracking of the lightning. Some say I come by hearing a running of the thunder. But no, I tread and tint and crumble the pyramid of Egypt and cause war, rumors of war, changing their nation and having a hatred between all kings and queens everlastingly for riches and honor. Whenever a queen or a king tread on any city, you would see thousands of people running through and flow with flags that carry various colors of the world. But when I tread on any city, it became dark. You would hear the mournful cries of great kings and queens on the bending knees saying, Master, be merciful. So my shadow started to spread with my appearance by the rising of the sun, overcome all city and state and cause a darkness. The church bell then started to chime and give warning to be aware, for crime is at hand. Thousands of people run through and fro to the church door, figuring the bells of wedding. But when reaching to the church door, and she was dressed in black and mauve, that signified burials, mothers then hidden themselves in the interior and started to give birth. Babe that didn't born dead, born deformed. Overgrown trees started to bend to the ground. Rocks started to tumble out of the mountain. Huge dwellings started to crumble like raindrops. Scotland Yard hold of my alarm. Surrounded me on cycles with machine guns. I wounded 1,005 and was chased for 1 mile and escaped and rest in that burning desert on Africa. There was a thorough manhunt. At my footstep, 1,500 thirsty bloodhounds, 2,000 Doberman, 250,000 pit bull surround the desert east, west, north, and south, having been the center to be captured. The position that they place themselves in is like hungry rats going into rat trap to eat cheese. And like the lizard in the mouth of a cat trying to escape from death. There they find my footsteps were stained with blood and ashes that signify crime. There was only 2 pit bulls, 1 Doberman, and 3 thirsty bloodhounds. They went back to the city and said, I was either eaten by wild beasts or die from the bullet wounds. On the 3rd day I wake and yawn. Ferocious animal in its hunger and desperate state fall on my track. I fought and was victorious. I fed on the god of the octopus and colored my neck with the blood of the cobra. I fed on two-footed animal weighing no less than 1,000 tons. And to the cave of crime and punishment, I met with John the Linger, who was one of the fastest gun puller. I made him a toy and footstool on the gun draw. Jesse James, a notorious bandit, and a favorite guard for high master criminal, to tell his voice that he shouldn't give the alarm I was wrong. I took his tongue out his mouth. Ryan the Rubber King was placed in my elastic hammock, and I smashed his brains against my hammerrock. The head of my master criminal, I took it off his body and sent to the phantom graveyard as an example to prove that I, this cold-blooded murderer, the midnight robber, is unconquerable. There I step out and made in my last robbery on the stage Bank of Chicago. Jump and take 1 million, leave bank clerks in dead, inspector, police, and superintendent. I step out in the open street and put up one of the greatest gun battles that was ever existed. After my gun battle was closed, there were flood with blood from pavement to pavement. There was a roadblock on the one-way traffic with dead body out on top the next. My photograph was placed on every electric pole saying 5 million for information and 25 million dead or alive. They invited in 17 states 1,500 great gunmen and trained them for 3 months to shoot straight and not to miss. I made myself as wolf in sheep clothing, and I put myself in the signing saloon as I come to get the reward for myself, with a half glass of alcohol on the table and a half bottle of alcohol on the table. Looking under my left arms, I see all type of gunmen with all sizes of gun and all height walk right in. When the last one of the gang leader, who is on the hunt for the reward, see me on the table, he said, don't worry with him. He has nowhere to go, no further than where he is, because he saw the alcohol on the table. But then I stand up and I said, the only way that men will be moved from that standing spot to be in search of this body of mine is if dead men can walk. Men hear my voice, take stroke, taking heart attack, and die thousand. Those who was capable of starting the gun battle with me did so. After my gun battle was closed, I left thousands of gunmen to be buried and burned. Take up my skates to the home where I live on my 15th story. At my windows and doors was at gunpoint waiting for my arrival. When hearing the broadcast and the news in the station, hearing that the dangerous thing I am doing the signing saloon, when men hear my footsteps coming upstairs, the men at the door walk out for the nearest defense. Those at the windows jump through for the quickest escape. There I know that I remain this notorious killer as a cold-blooded murderer, and the midnight robber will continue his crime to the end of time.